Right. To anybody that's watching the podcast, listeners, we'll talk you through this. We look like we're in a cult.
We do. We do.
We look like we've took off our hoods.
Yeah.
And we're just having a 5-minute break between chasing them lot out of town.
Yeah, because you would
Burning effigies.
You would have to wear white under a KKK hood.
Oh yeah,
because you'd come out kind of fruit.
Imagine you were wearing
get the navy off you.
Imagine you were wearing a red top underneath your KKK. Like it would come through the white.
Exactly,
wouldn't it?
I never thought of it.
So,
which is the cleanest? Yours definitely gonna be the cleanest.
Well, mine's fresh on. Like you've done, you've left the house, you travelled a little bit in it. So
I like,
Neither of us, Ian.
Yeah, no. Who does that?
I think like that is something that I've resonated with when I saw the meme. I was like, that's a bit of me. It's like the thing I'm proud of most about our generation is we've just cut out ironing.
yeah. I know so many irons their socks. Like,
you know, when the opportunity cost, is that the right word for it? The time you're putting in doesn't match the reward you're getting from it. Like any meal with spring onions.
Okay, right.
And I do have meals with spring onions, but every time I'm chopping them, I'm like, not worth it.
Yeah, you're not doing anything for me.
It's not doing enough for us for the effort I'm putting in for spring onions.
There's a couple like that. Did you ever cut up ginger?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I make ginger shots. Do you want one?
What?
Do you want a ginger shot?
I'll have a ginger shot.
Do you want a little ginger shot? Take us through it, what you think?
Right, go for it.
Right,
What the fuck have I met? So I can't believe I mentioned ginger, and you managed to do this. By the way, we do dress. It looks religious because we're both wearing white, and you know what? Everything's kind of looks kind of.
I had to change the settings completely on this camera just so that you would be in focus. You look like Mr. Burns when he was like uranium Burns. I come in peace, Mr. Burns.
Yeah. Or
Cocoon.
Yeah, or Danny DeVito, and It's Always Sunny when he loses 2 pints of blood and he just goes sheet white.
So you ever had a ginger shot? They'll charge you like £3.50 for them in like M&S or whatever, but you can just make them yourself.
I had one with Brett at Shindig Festival.
Look at that, doing you?
In one shot.
That's a double shot, actually. 60ml that.
I'm not doing 60ml of ginger.
You're not doing 60ml of ginger. You're not going, don't it. So there's just ginger, lemon juice, and apple juice.
That's really good.
Put in a blender. It's nice, isn't it? Good for your immune system. That's why I brought you here. I just want to put your immune system up.
This is like
you're trying to get rid of your tumour.
My grandmother did that to me.
Tricked you to come around so she could give you nutrients.
No, she tricked me to come around so she could bring me to the hospital while my mum wasn't there. She was like, there's definitely something wrong. And they were like, he's just really pale.
But like, they didn't want to say that in front of your mum.
Yeah, she just didn't want, she knew my mum would go mad. My mum's like, I've done this before. I've done this dance. I get randomly brought to hospitals. I have a reason now. But
so you get to hospital because she's like, there's something really wrong here. Your mum will just play it down as, oh, you'll be fine, you'll be all right. There's no the matter, you're with and you're hypochondriac. But he'll come in and go, oh yeah, you're dying.
I think it's more, yeah.
She just wanted to hear the cold cutting truth of like,
exactly.
That's not right. There shouldn't be blood in that.
Yeah, it's like she's been treated kind of like as if my mother's killing me. You know, like one of those mad mothers. It's like, you know, sticking arsenic in the cupcakes. That's what it is. It's like you're something.
Munchausen mother.
A Munchausen mother.
It's Munchausen syndrome, isn't it?
Munchausen syndrome.
M&M wraps.
That's a great name for it. Fuck off! I jumped over that.
Yeah, it's got the song. It's Clean Out My Closet. He rhymes Munchausen syndrome with something.
We by the way, that just while you're on that M&M, because it's only a joke that we like. But I found out that Royce, the 5'9", is 5'8".
He's actually catfishing with his name. He's catfishing with his rap name.
Fascinating with Royce, the 5'9".
But I think that's like finding out bizarre is actually just pretty normal.
God. Yeah, no. You had to change you try to do it without taking the piss out of me, changing the settings to make me, you've kind of got a tan now.
Yeah.
Basically, whatever you see, I'm way whiter. And I am white.
Woo. That fly was like a dragon. I Royce that 5'9", like, he gave it a shot, didn't he?
Yeah. He was, yeah.
I give him a shot. I listen to his stuff.
So when you say I give him a shout out, because you know he's always the featured guy. It's always featured in Royce the
I wonder if that's how Daniel Sloss fans see me. I wonder if like that when he's not here, it's like they're listening to a Royce the 5'9" album.
Featured. You're the pitbull.
Oh fuck, I'm Royce. The dawning realization that I'm Royce the 5'9".
You're Obi Trice. All frills, all gimmicks.
He needed a pseudonym and a gimmick.
What?
Right, Obi Trice. If he had a pseudonym and a gimmick, he would have done that right.
He would have been a fucking superstar.
Mind, he had one of the best albums in the decade, and I fucking skipped every verse he did. It was Al Nate Dogg.
Oh, right.
Eminem,
Okay.
50.
And
All the featured artists were incredible. Like
then-
spitting fire, like some absolute fucking bangers on there. And then every time Obi Trice spoke, you're like, oh, come on. Get to the chorus.
This is terrible because I love him, but this is like Wu-Tang for me when Old Dirty Bastard used to come on. Because they'd be all like fucking, they'd be like RZA, Jizza, and all these people are all fucking flying out these verses, and then comes out Old Dirty Bastard, and he'd be like, oh, I'm feeling only. And you're like, come on.
Old Dirty Bastard was never that old. He died fairly young.
He was shot, wasn't he? I remember.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm now older than Old Dirty Bastard. I don't know the fact.
Okay.
I feel like I did look it up recently.
What age would you think Old Dirty Bastard? You were looking up Old Dirty Bastard. In fairness, I can't argue that. Did you get stuck in a Wikipedia?
No, it was Natalie was driving, Old Dirty Bastard was on, and I fucking looked up how old Old Dirty Bastard was, and I'm sure. So I'm saying I've got a feeling.
Okay.
It's based on knowledge.
It was all.
Well. Oh, so it might have been short for something else.
Well,
it might have been oligarch.
It was definitely oligarch, dirty bastard. That's so good. That's why he was shot. He was shot, wasn't he, in a nightclub?
That's what happened to Proof.
Even no proof.
Proof.
I got one of them. I said that like it was me.
Proof was the one who was good on D12.
Ah, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I want to roll away like a rollerblader till my eyes roll back in my skull for days.
There you go.
Said stuff like that.
Okay.
Such lines as that.
Okay.
Was
that Robert Frost?
That was from Purple Pills.
That was oligarch, dirty. Was it? I do like the start of. I only know the very start of Purple Pills. They called it Purple Hills then on the radio. And it made no sense whatsoever.
You know what? I feel like it made more sense when it was Purple Hills because it's about mushrooms, it's about the outdoors, it's about fucking psychedelics.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like it's about. So the blue and yellow Purple Hills. Right?
Yeah.
I felt like it's a bit more like mushroomy. But then when it's pills, what are they taking that's making them hallucinate?
That's true.
In pill form? 2CB?
Yeah.
It's 2CB? Are the rapping about 2CB?
That would the only one that would make sense. Because like that's like, you know, when you see people like Elliot or not Elliot, what the fuck? I just
Dirty bastard.
I just had a thing yesterday where I fucking was like rinsing Elliot the whole podcast. That's what I was doing with
Did
Mark.
you? Oh right, that happens a lot. Like I bet you the people that listen to both of our podcasts are just so familiar with Elliot.
No, that's okay. Because that was basically a callback to another podcast. I was like, oh, Elliot's always fucking. But you know the type of person that would be like, God, I have the munchies now after a pill or something.
Oh yeah,
and you're like, what are you doing? You haven't taken it, have you?
Food will turn to dust in your mouth.
Yeah,
if you try and eat now.
Yeah.
That's not going to work.
Yeah. No. I got what the fuck I was saying there.
So you've been now Peggy's just been a little bit. She chases flies around the house, which is we've got the door open because it's actually
she's scraping.
I'm gonna have to deal with this. This isn't good podcast content. So Matthew, can you just edit around this bit? Right, you're about to tell me about your cat, but I hard cut you because
when you said haircut, I was like, you do it, and I was like, do you want me to shout something randomly? Is that just
look.
All I'm saying is, fucking Peggy there was going for trying to scrape the light off the wall, which is very funny. Just stupid animals and all that.
Yeah, dumb bitch.
There's a moth that's like a tiny little moth that's been around in my bedroom that appears every 3 days.
It came out your wallet.
Yeah. I don't know how old-fashioned laugh there. So she stands up in the top of like the wardrobe, and this moth will sit on the roof, but only about 2 inches. That puts her slightly off balance. So the cat can't jump because she'll fall to her Well, not deaf, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So
I'm glad you mentioned that it was a cat because people listening on, who's this Molly? Is it his cousin?
it's Mona.
Mona, you-
dead name my
Did I
cat.
just name your cat? I
You-
remember this. You fucking changed the name of your cat.
Yeah, I changed the name of the cat
What made you do that?
because
It doesn't matter with a cat, right?
it's not. I wouldn't do it to a dog.
Yeah.
It was still a kitten. She was still a kitten. So I was like, well, let's change it. And it was pretty close. It went from Molly to Mona. We started with MO, kind of, right? But like, Molly, it's a black cat. Mona the vampire. It was right there.
Mona the vampire. I don't know Mona the vampire. What's that of?
Do you know the cartoon, Mona the vampire? Mona the vampire. And she has a little black cat that wears bat wings.
Is this an Irish thing?
No, this is like a Cartoon Network.
Is this me like showing my age a little bit?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I think
I feel
we're on
like-
a different cartoon
But
side.
I also think, in fairness to Mona the vampire, I would have been slightly too old. I would have been just on the cusp of things, so
Right.
probably even worse for you.
Okay,
So,
yeah, I think I missed that.
yeah. It's not. I'm not doing a. You don't know Johnny Bravo?
Yeah. Keen and Kel.
Street Sharks. We could do that. But I changed the name of the cat. All right,
And what were you just not enjoying saying Molly?
just didn't suit Molly.
It's just like you're total jonesing for drugs every time you call your cat.
Yeah. Oh.
He's like, got any? Hey, got
I got
any?
to change her. 2CB. What's the color now? Yeah, she's absolutely fine. It took about a couple of days of like, what? And then now it's like, there's a cat. They're not the same.
Nah,
I wouldn't do it to a dog.
You don't have to. You don't have to. Like, it's not a part of your day walking your cat.
No,
You don't go out and walk your cat.
No.
I've never seen anybody walking a cat.
I have.
You've
with a
seen-
harness,
With
yeah.
a harness.
Yeah,
Or a lead.
It's a bit mad.
Because, like, I guess, are they quite impulsive? Like, my dog's quite impulsive, as you've seen. She's running around trying to chase flies if a leaf goes by. Like, man, she gets mad if she sees a squirrel. That's the end. Like, that's why she doesn't get off the lead much, because she does have good recall when she's listening. But if she sees a squirrel, you've lost her for a bit. Like,
Yeah.
that's why I was worried about you coming in the day, because if she's like, that was squirrels, I don't know what she's going to be like for you.
Right.
Like,
Fuck off.
You're like in the same bracket, especially when you've got your little lump in your neck there, as if you're hoarding
They're
hazelnuts.
rodents,
What?
aren't they?
They're rodents.
great.
They get away with fucking murder for having bushy tails as well. Because that's just a rat.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Somebody's got to have made this observation before, but if you just put like a worm tail on a squirrel, they're not this fucking cute little woodland creature.
yeah,
They're
that's
vermin.
It's actually fucking horrific then, thinking about it. The tail's doing a lot of the heavy lifting. It's good.
Proper heavy lifting on a squirrel. If you
Yeah.
if you chuck a worm tail on a squirrel, you're getting fucking people with a BB guns taking them out the trees. Yeah, no, the fucking rats are back, just fucking pinging them away. Newer like conservation, like fucking save the squirrel.
Yeah.
Just because they got a bushy tail on them. Fucking fickle beasts us.
That is fucking, but that is it. Like, but do you not think, but what happens if you had a big squirrel tail on a rat? That would be, you wouldn't think that was pretty, would you?
I don't know.
Prettier.
Just run.
Prettier.
Prettier.
What about the fucking ones in Australia? The possums.
Possums.
I like them. They're a good laugh.
I hang out with them there. Get that
Yeah,
gone missing for a couple of days. You've just been on mad one with a pod of possums. Sound like they work in pods.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. A posse.
A posse.
A posse.
It has to be a posse of possums.
It better be a posse of possums. It's going to be something stupid, like a made up word now.
Oh, like when you get like Parliament.
Yeah. Oh, what's Parliament? Crows? No.
Owls? Murder of crows.
Murder of crows.
Murder's the top answer if you're asking for like a collective noun on family fortunes. A murder has got to be the top answer. It's got to be.
Nice.
Parliament will be up there.
A murder.
Attempted murder.
Right. Well, yeah. What's the sickness thing though? I did have an MRI yesterday. That was my first one.
Yeah, so you're not holding hazelnuts in your cheek pouches.
No, they really were just because I saw that Black Mirror episode where it pops out their head. The little metal bee is inside her head, and they go in the MRI, and it just because it's magnetic, it just rips through the
Did you think
skull.
that was going to happen?
Yeah, I was like, they were like, "Have you done anything have you welded?" And I was like, "Yeah, that looks like I've been welding." They're like,
I mean, you're Irish.
"Yeah, that's right." Yeah.
I mean, I've took the lead off some roofs.
They're like, is there is there metal and tarmac before we go through this? They're like, what do you mean?
Why asking that?
No, basically they were like, in case someone rips out your eyes, he goes, no, welding particles can get stuck in people's eyes for a long time.
Oh god,
and then
that
it'll
would be shite.
rip your.
Because it would be like radiation, wouldn't it? Because radiation is just the fucking atom, the protons or whatever, just
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
pinging around wild without a nucleus.
Exactly.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
You know, you're from Chernobyl.
I don't think they're all scientists just because they've got four. I suppose they've multiple brains.
So,
So stupid.
so you went in for your MRI. You made sure you had no metal in your body.
Yeah, they were like, but they convinced you to ask you so many times you convince yourself.
Like,
I was like, do I have a Prince Albert?
the fillings fuck your shit.
No, I said that too, and they were like, no. And first, then they were all, I said, well, you don't have any metal fillings. And I go, oh, that's right. But yes, they were just like, they convinced me basically. Like for the first 5 minutes, I was like, it's going to rip out of me now. I'm going to be like, oh, that's right, I've got a pacemaker. Like Alien.
Yeah, pacemaker just stuck to the roof of the fucking the sunbed. Is it like a sunbed?
It's like yeah. I've never been in a sunbed, but
No.
I've never been in the sun.
No way.
Believe it or not, that was what I was going to do once for Halloween.
I used to get on the beds.
I used to, but I don't know. I feel like I think everyone from
Geordie.
Newcastle has dabbled in it.
It is quite a Geordie thing.
Yeah. I think that I was going to do that for Halloween once, just go 2 runs in the just go as a tanned version of me. But they were like, "That's not funny." No, I won't waste the money then.
What, getting
Just going to go as myself, but tanned
where the fancy
Halloween.
dress?
For Halloween, that's
I'll just start a sequence of sunbeds between now and
yeah. Just come back. Like
Who are you? I'm tanned Ryan Cullen.
Tanned Ryan Cullen, yeah. Black and tanned.
Black and tanned.
The black and tanned Cullen. But you know, they play movies inside it.
In the MRI?
It's
Sure,
fucking
man.
mind blowing.
Is it HDMI?
So they go to me, right? They were like,
Is it
it's
CGI?
noisy. Maybe they're just like, you're hallucinating. There's something seriously wrong if you've watched the film in there. They put earplugs in first of all.
And just reboot the minute it starts. Psych, motherfucker.
Earphones.
Have you got any metal in you? Do you want some?
Do you want some? They were just like, they put earplugs in first because they're like, it's noisy in there, and then they put earphones over the top, headphones, and I was like this is very counterintuitive. Like, you're putting in earplugs and then they're going to talk to you through this one, but they're like, and then they put another helmet on me as well because it's my head they're looking for my head. And then they slide you in, right? And then there's times it's I thought it was like a 3-minute job. Fucking thing took 45 minutes. You're in it.
Oh, Dana there.
They take loads of scans.
How much is in your head? Everyone else is 5 minutes.
But they're
just untangling all your opinions of football. All your wild fucking sport
I can
beliefs.
see at the side. They're
Just like dense, like parts of your brain just like cluttered.
2 or 3 lads in hazmats pulling out like massive fucking bin bags of shit.
Just
What's
coming out
that?
with this massive opinion.
None of
about
this is
Arteta.
None of this is needed. Put it back. They were like, so then they put me in the fucking thing. It's like loads of mini scans. It talks to you. It's like, right, this scan will take 3 minutes, and then it makes more noise for 3 minutes, and then it'll be like, this scan takes 5 minutes, and then it starts going like a different type of noise. And when you're looking up,
Is that different frequencies?
it must be. I don't know what the fuck it's
Of what? What is it? Because it's not an ultrasound, is it?
I don't actually know.
What does MRI stand for?
Don't know.
Mass radiation injection.
I don't know. They did inject me.
Did they?
So then they were in the middle of it. I didn't know this. Then they were like, right, so for the last 7 minutes, so, like half an hour, I thought it was near the end. They were like, we have to inject you with dye, your blood. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So they're sticking, so I'm sitting in this fucking tube and they're hacking in the arm and everything like that. And I was like, but I've been asking this, I fucking said this. Is your blood different color? If you stab me and I just start bleeding blue because there was blood in my...
Oh, well, that's one of them things I don't know if it's a fact or not, but it looks like it's a fact because your veins look blue, right? But like blood only turns red when it's like exposed to air.
Oxygen is...
But obviously I've only ever seen blood on the outside.
Yeah.
It does look like it's blue there, but that just might be the colour of my veins. Like I'm sure most people know
It is...
the answer to that.
Oh God, I don't know.
It's like that football opinion when like someone like talks about how much of a diehard Liverpool fan or a Manchester United fan they are. If you cut them, you'd bleed red. It just sounds macabre.
You're just hurting it.
Yeah, because it's like It's like they've tried to do like, oh, if you cut him, he'd bleed blue if he's an Everton fan, but they've tried to do it the other way around, and it just doesn't work when it's the colour of blood. You get it. I'm over explaining.
There's an odd choice of film, by the way. So there's a film up on the roof, basically.
No, that wasn't a bit.
You can barely hear it because the thing, but you can hear a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I think it was an odd film choice. No, it wasn't a bit. They showed a movie. I was like, what the fuck? They were like, when they're putting me in, they go, there's a movie on in there. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, I did not know this. Nobody's ever said this.
Unnecessary technology.
Yeah.
And just in a place where they're so worried about like metal in your body to have like the headphones talking to that and different frequencies.
Yeah.
It just seems so like 45. You can go in 45 minutes, man.
Yeah.
And our attention spans are fucked.
It must be something to do with trying to calm people because they get into their own head if they have claustrophobia. That must be it because you have an emergency button.
And if you get anybody in there with autism or something, like, or if you get anybody, like,
they'll cause a whole scene.
If you're getting somebody in with claustrophobia, it might just be something to focus the mind. It's like I'm saying like, oh, you can last 45 minutes, but I'm speaking for myself, not everybody.
Yeah. By the way, the film was Walk the Line.
Which is that one again?
It's Johnny Cash's one. So it's like just loads of domestic abuse and stuff.
Is it?
Well, you know Johnny Cash, that fucking Joaquin Phoenix Johnny Cash movie. So it's just him breaking up with people and then being a junkie and drinking and.
Mine there's like a little pocket of time where you were like, oh, you haven't seen that film, and I'll make you watch it, and then there's just like a woman getting battered. It was a Taxi Driver.
We had
No, was it Taxi Driver?
We watched
Raging Bull.
No, I think we watched Taxi Driver.
Taxi Driver. Does he beat the last up in that? Somebody.
Yeah, Jodie Foster gets kicked about.
And then we watched True Romance.
Yeah, definitely gets battered in this one.
And then Tony Soprano beats up Uma Thurman.
Did we not watch? Did we watch Bruges?
Okay.
We not watch. Yeah, it's Patricia. Yeah, and then we watched. Did we not watch In Bruges as well?
Yeah,
because Colin Farrell decks that woman.
Yeah.
He's hit so many women in movies. I'm keeping a track.
It's getting a little bit like when Quentin Tarantino writes in the N-word.
Or
writes in sucking feet or whatever. Like you're like, right, okay. We get what you're into here.
That's so funny. The N-word and sucking feet. That's it. That is what he is, though. He's got two things: the N-word and sucking feet from leading ladies. Fuck's sake. So I was watching Walk the Line or whatever inside the. I was sitting there doing it's the worst. They go, did you like the movie? And I was like, oh, it's not finished. Put me back in. And then we all did a fake laugh, me and them.
None of us like that.
And I was like, anyway, bye. They're like, yeah.
How does it end? How Walk the Line ends. I'm gonna have to get more cancerous cells in my body so much of that movie.
You'll have years to watch this one.
The IMDb reviews so good I give myself cancer. So good I took up smoking so I could watch the end of it. So when do you find out the result? Is that one of them where you've just done something like pretty major?
Oh my God, here's the fucking, this is a horror show. So it was meant to be gone by now. It was meant to be out the last day of the Fringe. And then they went, all right, so we're just going to cut down. There's a little tumour here, if you don't know what I'm talking about, a little benign tumour. Right? But they were going to just cut around, say it's like a hook here.
Roast the benign.
Roast the benign. So they're going to cut like a hook scar here, there would be, and they'll take it out like blip and snip the fucking thing out, right? But it's apparently too close to my nerves in my jaw, so if they went down and snipped it, I would have that. I'd probably end up having that fucking like Bell's palsy type.
Because you'd have no feeling on that side of your face. You'd be a little bit strokey.
Basically strokey, and then so I have to make sure about that. They're like, well, we'll probably do the normal one. What we'll do is we're going to, and this is what he did to me. He goes, we're going to cut you here. And we'll slice down here, and then there's another incision here, and we'll peel your face entirely back and get it that way. And I was like, let's not. I was like, let's not do that. Like fucking Face Off, like the actual. Like I was like RoboCop. Yeah, I was like, no. What's the other one? They're like, well, I'll do the Bell's palsy one. They'll be fucking scarred the whole way here and around your thing, and they'd peel your face off.
Oh, that would look pretty cool, though. You'd look very, like, with your look and that scar, you'd look like something off Mad Max.
I would.
Not one of the goodies.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. A war boy.
You'd look like a proper disposable baddie.
I told you about that.
No.
Somebody I dated, I met them at the Fringe, and they said I look like a war boy these days.
Is that the from Mad Max? Is it from Fury Road?
Yeah, the little dudes, like Nicholas Hoult.
Spraying the thing in them.
before the gig. That's pre-show rituals.
Do that for your fancy dresses, kind of.
Yeah, it's actually good. Yeah,
Just like pimp up your asthma inhaler. Just pimp that up and spray it in from an inch away instead of direct. You don't need to do anything else.
War men, war boys. You can't put boy in the end of anything. Ex-boys, that would be way worse.
What cowboy?
Yeah, spider boy.
Cowboy. I just call him the milkman.
Cowman.
Cowman and the Milkboy.
Cowman and the Milkboy. So stupid. Aye.
Cowboy and Milkman do sound like a fucking really good double act to regular, don't they?
Cowboy and Milkman. Cowman and Milkboy. Cowboy and Milkman.
So I had my week's been less eventful, but it has had an event. So I've been watching Natalie's like bang into the tennis, right? And I've just by proxy been getting into the tennis, like the US Open's on at the minute. Okay. So, and that's on like late on. So we've been like stayed up late and watching some tennis and all that.
That's not clay, is it?
No, it's like, what's the third one? Where it's like just hard court.
Like blue.
Blue hard stuff.
Blue hard stuff.
I don't know what it's made of, actually.
Asbestos.
I've got no idea what that's made of. Like, are they playing on rubber?
Yeah,
like some kind of like plastic sheet. What is it, like a laminate?
Like, yeah, I feel like it's the stuff.
Is it linoleum? I think they're playing on linoleum.
You trip on a little part that's so fucking, you get a little slit and it slowly gets bigger and bigger over time. Tripping your toes.
So I've always been like vaguely aware that Natalie's played a bit of badminton in our past, right? And I've played some doubles with her with like a couple of when the people we used to live with in London, Natalie's best friend that she grew up with and her fella, right? We've played doubles. And I know that Natalie's half decent at badminton. And we started talking about, like, should we have a game? Because it was like, we're not going to have a game of tennis. We'd be shite. Like, it's fucking harder than it looks. We're playing, in Daniel's wedding, we're playing 5v5 and we couldn't get a rally of more than fucking 2 balls.
Yeah. Gareth was leaping into this.
It's just a lot harder than it looks, tennis.
Yeah.
Like, they make it look easy. But it's it's incredible what them athletes are doing. About how long them games gone on for.
Yeah.
How hard they fight for every single point.
Yeah, they are fit. And knees as well.
Underrated for what they put themselves through as athletes.
Well, they do say that they're the fittest, aren't they?
They've got to be.
It is. They kind of say because of...
They can't hide. You can't hide on a tennis court. You can't play a game like Pogba.
Yeah.
Just like fucking be not available for a pass for 5 minutes while you get your breath back.
Yeah.
So we're just saying, fucking, let's have a game. Like, well, we've got the buzz for it. Let's go and have a game of badminton. And Natalie books where I was like, should we put a little wager on? She's like, what are you saying? And I was like, fucking just instant bloke. Like, blows. If I win, I get a blows. And like, obviously, if she returns that bet, she can't be like, all right, if I win, I get a licky, because that's just win-win for me.
Yeah.
It's not the same. That doesn't have the same currency, right? So I was like, I'll mow the lawn.
That's so funny. That's the payoff.
And this is just 2 jobs that we should each just be doing anyway, by the way. But we're monetizing it.
Yeah.
So Natalie just starts like trying to put a few more weights in her scales. Just going, well, the bamboo fences fell down, so you could put that back up, because like our fence is quite short on that side, and like I like my neighbours, I don't want to look at them, so we've put this like kind of bamboo fascia that goes up a bit higher, and then she lumped on, and the actual we've got so much bamboo in our garden, by the way, like honestly, it's a panda's wet dream out there. The bamboo's pretty fucking high. It was like double the height of the fence, and she was like, "Could you trim that down to the height?" So I've just getting like, we sell a fucking bunch of gardening jobs in the scales on one side for a nosh on the other.
My God.
Right, and we got in for a best of 3, first to 21.
Okay,
3 times. We went to new rules that yes, if you get the point when it's not your serve, you win the serve, but you also get the point.
Okay.
So we went new rules, right?
Okay.
And when I say I got fucking battered, I'm not exaggerating. I got fucking annihilated. It was ridiculous. ridiculous. It was, I mean, to sound sexist, it was men versus boys when Natalie beat me at badminton. It turns out she'd played at a fucking high level her entire life, and when we've played doubles with our mates, she's just took it easy because none of us can play, and she's just fucking making it so it's fun. Man, she played like she fucking meant it, right? Like, you know, it would be the equivalent of me going to her, I'll race you down fucking Red 37.
Yeah,
me on a snowboard, you on your skis. Nah, and fine, well, I'm going to have my fucking dinner finished by the time she gets to the bottom.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it was unethical that she put bets on. It was unethical that she put money on that.
That's hilarious. She said you hooked, line, and sinker.
I was like, I used to work in the centre.
Well, he'll do anything for a blowjob, so let me think.
I checked the garden. Check the garden, it looks dead nice.
That's so
it looks dead nice. But
Did you look at
I would have done that yesterday before the game of badminton. If I knew how good she was at badminton.
Did you look at the picture halfway through it, like a picture of a blowjob and your phone disappeared?
Picture of a blowjob,
like just blowjob, like Shutterstock across it,
like fucking Wolverine lying in bed.
Yeah.
The picture of a blowjob.
Just the image. Not even.
I haven't seen the original, but knowing Hugh Jackman, that is what he was actually looking at. Knowing Hugh Jackman, like I'm
knowing Hugh Jackman like I do.
Yeah, so I just feel like I got absolutely hoodwinked.
That was good.
And Natalie asked as well, she was like, do you feel emasculated that I beat you that hard at badminton? And I was like, no, like,
not badminton.
Not if it was combat sports.
Yeah.
I would, like, considering my, like, size difference, I would just fucking train a lot harder, right?
Yeah.
I'm just, like, I don't want to be in a relationship where I'm just the best at everything.
Yeah.
That's not, like, I don't think that would be fun.
It isn't.
Like, my wife is better than... I got me good, that, Cullen. I wanted to be a trade of resources.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I want to do the heavy lifting on everything.
Oh, that's so funny. God, that's great. That you were. I wish I was good enough at a sport I could hoodwink people.
I wonder how many things she put in the scale of what I gave her when I won. Before I went, wait a minute, you know something I don't.
She should have raised you.
Oh yeah, she should have started
a week.
I'll blow you every day for a month, and you do. Just give me a call.
Yeah. I want a patio.
Oh mate,
by tomorrow.
She could have had us because like there would have been a point where I'm like, oh wait a minute.
Yeah.
I think she played it where she was like, I'd see what I can get out of it.
You're walking in like
been too obvious.
Smoothie, eh?
She was ridiculously good at badminton.
Putting fucking goose fat in all her dinners. Sticking it and mixing it in. Lard. Big lardy sandwich.
I wonder, you know, if I was emasculated by it.
Yeah, that's such a fucking funny sport to be. You feel like a man. There's just like Polly Pockets on the table.
You beat us at Pogs. No, but it's like not taken away from it. It's a fucking it's a good sport. Like it's a like she's good at something that takes skill.
Yeah.
But like if I was emasculated, I wonder how hard I'd have to train to beat her. And could I be toxic masculine about it and get good enough to beat her? Is the question. You know, if I
would say yes.
Went and had lessons, really put the graft in.
Yeah, I wonder how long it would take.
At the end, after like 9 months into montage, just can't see. See, men are better.
And your dick out. Who's emasculated now?
Yeah, you emasculated. You effeminated. Because I'm better at it than knitting.
I've never heard of that.
Effeminated. Absolutely effeminated her knitting.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Okay. I have there for some reason. There's a load of badminton people good at badminton where I'm from.
Is that?
I don't know what the fuck that's about.
Badminton.
There's like one or two people that play like
people where you're from love the cock.
Oh, so I fucking set myself right into that.
Badminton, if you know what I mean.
But the fucking
Couple of tail feathers on your cock.
I remember. Did I ever tell you at the time? This is terrible because I'm throwing him right under the bus here. At the time in the WhatsApp group, I made a joke about badminton. And I was like, what do you? I call it Netflix, right? And nobody laughed. And then Milo messaged me, goes, any chance I could use that for my show? I was like, be my guest, Milo.
100 quid.
Not Netflix.
100 quid so you can have it.
He just said, I'm just sorry, but it's perfect.
I bet you tried it 3 times and went, actually,
you
can have that back if you want it.
Yeah, come back with a receipt.
Yeah. Because the thing with that is,
you delivered it wrong.
It's a good joke, but it just doesn't come across funny.
No, it's
got like a
dead and a horrible run.
It's got a certain clunkiness to it that I don't understand because it scans perfectly as a joke.
You wouldn't be able to. You can't say it without making it. You can't say it without it looking shite.
And also, I think there's just like the fact that Netflix is a streaming service and has nothing to do with badminton, right?
Yeah.
There's like there's just a lead attached to the joke where you're like, does this need to be plugged into something? There's just a little element of like streaming and viewing, and that just needs to be attached to make the pun work. It's not fully connected as a joke.
Give me another 2 years. I'll have it nailed.
Get it right. Mate doesn't care about such things. We'll just tie this up. Put a little bit of electric tape around this, and we'll just wheel it out anyway. People will laugh.
Fuck's sake. Ah, God. I don't know if there's no sport I can hoodwink anyone in. You know, if I could just, if you were like secretly brilliant at fucking tiddlywinks or something.
You know what? I was just innately good at chess for a little while.
That's an odd one.
Because I played so much as a kid.
Okay, well,
that like I'm just like I could probably beat somebody that doesn't play chess that often.
Sorry, I did laugh at you there. Like you're like you
but
find out like an autistic person's great at building.
I think it's.
I'm like, whoa.
I think it's like with martial arts, right? I feel like I'm harder than most people in the world.
Yeah.
Unless they've got any ability at one of the martial arts. And then I'm at the bottom of that group of people. So I've closed the gap on 90% of humanity.
Exactly.
But that 10% is fucking rock hard, like solid cunts.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And climbing up that is the hardest thing in the world. But like I'm at the bottom of that bracket of people. Yeah. So I feel like I can beat up most people in that. Like if I'm in a bit of road rage, I'm like, there's a gamble that person can also scrap.
Yeah,
but I'm willing to get out the vehicle on that chance, right? That's where I'm at.
I'm terrible for it.
I feel like
to get out the back of the taxi.
Hey, you want to find oh man, I have that funny thing when people have road rage with a taxi driver, where you're just like, "I'll be a champion, like I'm only 95 minutes." You're doing this for money, not because you love us, but I will fight for your honour.
Have we talked about the fact that karate gave you a license to kill? Have I told you about this?
No.
I have to fucking tell. I have to, and I want, and people can message if you've done karate, right? Because I've asked 3 people from one from England and another person somewhere else in Ireland, right? Mm-hmm. Who did karate. I was like, "Were you given a license?" It was a little black light. Clearly, it's about 15 years have went by, and I went, "What the fuck was that?" They were like, "This is a license in case someone starts you and you get a little bit too far and kill them. This is a license to kill. You won't go to jail." That was what we were told, right?
Well, I've been told in the boxing gym that like if you get caught in a fight,
is this like your weapons?
You're going to get charged with having a weapon. Well, in the fight thing, and I don't know how mythical that is either. But is it something like that?
Well, if it's karate, they would be fucking killing the person with boredom if they're watching you walk up and down a community centre,
doing the K on kata.
Yeah, and shit like that. So
San, you go.
What is that?
It's when you do the K on kata. You have your fists. You have your fists by your hips like that.
I remember that, yeah.
Because the perfect stance in a fight, just guard your chin, or just the hardest part of your body. Get that covered.
Don't touch my hips.
With the thing that's going to break when it gets hit that you need to fight, your hands. Put them in the way of your hips so they get crushed if they get hit. Right? And then twist, but don't put any hard pivot with your body weight.
It has to be like
Is knee.
Aye.
It was that like discipline kind
Aye. I can't remember any of that. I was about like fucking 7 years doing it.
Wait, I remember. Dude, I didn't quite date for 7 years, but I did date for a small period of time like that. I can't put my mind on. It could have been 6 months. It could have been a couple of years. I can't fucking place it. I was a kid. The instructor was fat as fuck. Like,
Great.
that's the sumo, man. If you're gonna pick one of the sports,
The only two things I remember about mine was, and this haunts me to this day because it doesn't make sense. One was a Port Vale. He was a Port Vale fan.
aye.
It stuck with me forever. I was like, why? What happened?
Why?
So he's Irish.
Big fan of Robbie.
I was like, ugh.
Robbie Williams. That's his team in it.
Is it?
Is that the one that's like alternative to Stoke in Stoke?
I don't
Is that
know,
like the
actually.
Stoke Everton?
I don't actually know. The other one, by the way, was that the other thing about him was that he stopped karate because he got his head kicked in a bar.
Oh yeah. Aye,
8 months out.
Those guys, those karate guys, those Krav Maga guys, those like fad kind of Steven Seagal motherfuckers that think there's like a quick like instant way that you can
Yeah, Steven Seagal.
like you're gonna get battered. And I'm not coming up with an original idea to say this.
No,
But you're
no,
gonna get kicked to fuck
Yeah.
if you try and bring karate to a fight. That said, Lyoto Machida had karate as one of his disciplines.
Okay,
and
yeah,
he was
that
US.
front kick.
Yeah, he was
Outside.
he was pretty high up in the middleweight division in the UFC back about 10 years ago.
He did knock someone out with a front kick once. Now that's the first time I've seen like an straight up karate front kick actually
yeah.
working in any way.
But I guess like would that be like putting these kind of tricks in football that aren't really effective, and Roy Keane would just take your fucking legs if you tried it.
Yeah.
Just stay like it's like a rainbow kick, like
Yeah,
kind of Lee Trundle to be niche.
Lee Trundle, the king, looping the ball around his neck. Fuck the bigger clubs. He was fat. I think it was it, wasn't he? He was a wee bit fat. I reckon he couldn't run. That's why Lee Trundle never actually got up the higher. He's just a little bit.
No athlete. Where did he play for? Who did he play for? Like Swansea or something?
Yeah. This is the highest I think he went was like Swansea.
Yeah.
He was around the Port Vales just.
But I try not to talk too much football on this podcast because I know like Daniel's fans and football fans there's zero crossover.
Yeah.
So like we're alienating a lot of listeners. But there is one or two that want to hear it. But there was a footballer called Freddie Adu.
I remember he was the first
American.
wonder kid.
He was American, but so I think that's why he got hyped so much. It's because like America's got that Pele or that Maradona or that fucking Ronaldo or that Messi. But I'm saying Ronaldo or Messi. He was around about that generation.
He was, yeah,
of them
he
coming
would have been.
through. So Freddie Adu was looked at as this like fucking absolute wonder kid. I just took a punt on what talking about which comedians come from your year group. This is backstage at the Dan Nightingale and Fiends gig.
Okay.
I was chatting, I think it was like Escher and Akbar and Dean Coughlin, and I just took a punt. I talked about one of the comedians. I'm not going to name the name because it's cruel. And I just took a punt and I went, but he was like the Freddie Adu of our generation of comics. And I took a punt and it landed with Ashan. And he was like, he got the reference. He knew exactly what I meant. And he was like, when you take a punt on a reference and go, it might land, it might not.
It is one you'd think that you would know, but if they didn't know, you'd be like, all right, that's fair enough. It was a 15-year-old that never actually played. I've never actually seen Freddie play football. He died pretty quick. Not died, but
died.
Yeah. I see. He's still only like my age now. He's just like just retired now or something.
Oh, wow,
but he was
but
in like the fucking American Fourth League or something.
It was like child star kind of fame. Like it killed him. It
Yeah.
killed him getting that much attention and having that much expectation on his shoulders.
Yeah. Too many people offering to buy him a kitchen. That's what you never see when they always do that. So it's where they always like swing some of the young people. We'll buy you a kitchen rather than I'll give you 20 grand. We'll do up your kitchen. They did Messi's kitchen.
Getting back to Geordie's love and sunbeds. That was the weight and the skills when Gaza went to Tottenham. Because Harry read that Ryan went, what would you like? And he did put in like a house for me dad and all that. And he just went, and a sunbed for me sister. And he was like, I'll get your sister a sunbed, eh, mama?
That's fucking ridiculous.
He's on his way to Man United and he fucking went to Tottenham because they got buy him a sunbed for his sister.
Yeah.
But that is what you're saying about I'll get them a kitchen.
There's always like the fucking, remember like the millionaire ones? Like Flamini's a billionaire now.
Oh yeah, is that because like of other outside?
Yeah, he started when he was playing. He started some fucking biology type of science thing to make whatever, blah blah blah, water
Like a lot
clearer. And he was like, he's worth like three.
A lot of them get into like horses as well, don't they? Buy horses. There's money in horses.
Oh, okay, right. Like, yeah.
Properties. So
Not like houses, not like just horses you're bringing up in the elevator to your house. Like in Dublin. We were watching The Commitments this week. There's these horses.
I don't know what you're talking about at all.
There's a scene in The Commitments where he brings his horse up, the high rise. He's like, you're not bringing that horse in that elevator. He goes, oh, fucking well. The fucking stairs will kill him. They're going up the horse. Bring a horse up to the parent.
So why did they want a horse in their apartment?
There's horses. There was even when I was living in this is more 90s, but there was like even when I lived in the North Dublin and thing, people had horses still in the street a couple of times.
What's The Commitment?
That's a movie, Commitments.
Old one on recent
1991. So whatever you consider that.
I consider that pretty old.
Yeah, shit.
God damn it. So there's still quite a lot of the horse culture going on in your neck of the woods, isn't there?
Horse culture.
Horticulture.
Well, this is when Ireland are always like they're good at dressage.
I've seen cunts like cutting around on the horses around like Liffey Street and all that, just like living their lives.
That's
because it's so funny how like horses are for like super posh people and super poor people. And anyone in the middle.
Was it not you? With a joke? Well, I thought it was you. I was going to attribute it to you. They basically, regardless, they're both in estates.
I'd had the estate. I had the.
Is that not? Have I just added it now to horses?
My thing was in the routine about if you've got. I've always talked about my childhood as growing up in an estate, but if you say estate to a posh person, it's a completely different.
You saw I've just added the horses to it.
Yeah, it's completely
yeah. That's perfect.
It's a fairly fucking recent. It's from my last show, not my recent show that I'm doing now, but from Mischief. So I should know it off that. It should be on the tip of my tongue, but yeah, brain works in a funny way when you put a new hour of material in your head, and then the stuff that gets to the back, it just starts like kind of just blurring and fading a little bit. The muscle memory of it's a bit worn out. Like your brain's just a fucking big computer at the end of the day, and it would be easy to re-download that back off the cloud into my brain by watching it back once.
We've all got everybody's on like 90% storage.
You know what? I'm gonna date the night. I'm going to date the night, because that leads into the pedo Terry bit, and that's always strong for the clubs.
We're all over the place in this. I'm opening. Mm-hmm. Who else is Alexander MC ever?
I've never met Alexander. She's MCing.
And then who else is on Much?
And then Gareth Much. And this is at Glasgow Glee, and I'm doing a gig in East Kilbride tonight.
Okay.
That the timings don't work for.
I'm doing one tomorrow. The timings, I'm worried.
The timings just don't work. Right. But I'm just going like.
I've told you.
He asked us if I do it, right? And I said, I'll check where I am on the bill to see if I'm available. And he went, well, even I've had the people who compare come and close, so it'll work. Okay. I was like, in that case, let's just do it then. And sure enough, I'm closing. And then I get the timings through for the Glee, and I get the timings through from the East Kilbride gig. And there's 15 minutes between getting off stage and getting on stage, and I'm about a 25-minute drive away. So I let them know. And I'm just like, I'll turn up when I get there as fast as I can. Stretch your legs as an MC, drag the intervals out. I'm sure they'll figure it out.
If he's done it before,
it's not on me. They've got all the data.
Yeah. How long? So 25-minute drive. That's the worst part. Because mine's is only around Blackfriars. So
it just doesn't give you any Magoo time.
Magoo time.
Yeah, that's what Jamie Hutchinson introduced us to. Called it Magoo time.
Just funny.
Just like you've got to be there. Give yourself an hour Magoo time for getting there. Never heard that. I like it. I hadn't heard it until he told us, and I use it all the time now.
Magoo time.
I'm sure a lot of people do. I don't know if he coined it or if it was one he that just took on board and passed on. It was perfect. It's needed. It's needed in me vernacular.
They've made, by the way, without boring the shit out, do you see they've got a curtain along the back of the Glasgow Glee last time I was there? Okay. So now it's much more like a room.
Across the back.
Yeah, because you could see right down. You used to see right down the whole way back.
Honest to God, the fact that the fucking back of the room just like become the bar, and the bar staff think they're in a different room, and they'll clatter on and all that, like they're just chatting to each other at full volume. But it actually, the back of the I've watched gigs sat at the back of the room in there, and I'm just like, I feel like I'm in a different room where there's other shit going on.
Yeah, especially up in them little. Yeah, so they had a last time I did, they had a curtain across the back of it, and I was like, big red one. I was like, this is great.
Oh, perfect. It's boxed in now.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
What a difference that'll be.
Hopefully now I'm not. I land in and go, what are you talking about?
Well, you're gonna be too late to see us at the Glasgow Glee because this is gonna be sending before we're going on. But where can people see you next? Where are you going anywhere soon?
I'm in Dublin next week, back in Ireland, and then after that, I believe I'm in Birmingham Glee.
Is there anywhere where your gigs are listed? Do you have a
Instagram.
Do you have a website?
I did,
Instagram?
but the Chinese took it.
All right, okay.
Yeah, one day it was years ago. I don't know what it's like now. Yeah, Brett bought the domain back. We've got it back.
Right.
But like one day I logged in and everything was in Chinese.
Oh wow.
And I was like, I don't know, it's not good.
So you've got the domain, but you haven't done anything with it.
No, I have to redo it.
Okay.
Instagram's where I'll put all the stuff.
So he's been pretty enigmatic at the minute, Ryan. If you want to see him, you're just going to have to guess when he's on it. Go and check the listings of the Glee. And where are you in Dublin?
Yeah, the Laughter Lounge in Crackdown.
In the Laughter Lounge in the Crackdown in Dublin. It's a lot easier to find out where I'm going to be because I'm on tour, so it's all on my website, it's all on my social media. I don't shut up about it. Newcastle's just sold out for the second time, which I'm chuffed with because I put the second one on sale in January as well, so it's miles ahead. And it's sold out in less than a week. I'm just going to keep coming back to the small venues. I say small, I still consider the Newcastle stand is like a decent sized venue because I think that's as big as it gets before it starts getting a little bit disconnect. That's it.
Yes,
that's a big intimate venue.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
and then it starts being a small non-intimate venue after that when you reach the 500 mark. Now I'm just going to keep coming back to the stand for the simple fact that I want to keep coming back to Newcastle. So if I keep adding dates, then I keep coming back and seeing the family. Great, So like maybe in the future we'll put on a big show just to do that. Yeah. But on this particular tour, we'll just keep adding them as quick as people are buying tickets. Hopefully, so by the time this is out, there'll be a new Newcastle date on sale. Everywhere else has still got tickets. Glasgow's getting pretty close to being full. Oddly, Stirling has got limited tickets left, where I had my worst preview, so I think there might just be a bunch of people willing to give us a second chance. Just can't. I mean, this has got to be good eventually, right? We'll come back and see it properly.
That's so funny.
I fucking died on me hoop in Stirling, man. And then me too, I was selling that right there, so...
There you go.
Must be a different group of people.
Yeah. Word didn't spread.
Yeah. Everywhere else is selling all right. I'm happy with how London's selling, but it's a big venue, so that needs a bit of a push just to, when you're happy with the number, but you're just like not happy with the percentage of the room.
Yeah. So
that's London needs a bit more. If anybody wants to come to me London show, that would be any of my shows come to.
Where's the worst selling so far?
Bath. We need to talk about Bath. Right. I don't know what man, it's sat. I'm not even shitting. It's sat on 14. That's not even a gig. Okay. It's 100-seater, right? And there's not enough people to take a gig there yet. And it's like the only one that's not that's not currently a gig. It's easy to sell a show when it's already critical mass. When I'm adding people to an actual audience.
Yes,
I don't mind going come to Glasgow because there's already an audience there, and you're going to be adding to it and making it closer to capacity, right? But when you're like, please come to Bath, you're like, I don't want to say that until there's about 40 people in the room.
Yeah.
But at the minute, it's not that. It's
that's
like,
so funny. No, you don't want to plug. Yeah,
right, if you've got tickets to the Bath gig, thank you. Thanks for coming. I'm going to put on the best show that I possibly can for this small audience. But I'm also going to try and dig deep. I've already arranged to go on Bath radio.
Yeah. Sorry.
I didn't realise it's quite a posh town, Bath, isn't it? What do they think when I'm on stage and fucking me mates are going to be rummaging through the glove box in a parked car? Like,
yeah.
What do you think's going to be happening? I bet you if it was a fucking musical with a posh guy pretending to be working class, you'd go and watch that cunt.
By the way, Bath radio sounds very funny. I know, like, we're not talking, but Bath radio is great.
It does sound good.
I would have Bath radio.
You're going to listen to Bath radio?
Yeah, it's one of those ones that floats around in the bath.
Yeah, and it's always like playing like fucking a bit of Celine Dion or something. Shania Twain on.
Aqua.
I'm like... I'm going on tour, but I couldn't even fill a bath.
Fuck's sake. Fuck off.
Go on anyone, that's not selling. Jokes like that. So I think I'm going to go on a full-on offensive. I'm going to just go on, right, life goal, fucking find the other 86 people that I need for my gig in Bath. and just making me fucking mission. I make it just like fucking
Make it a joke about it.
Make a joke about how I need to fill this gig in Bath.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the one that's the
That's
only
a good idea.
And I was talking to Nelson about like plugging the gigs and stuff, and how like it's like counterintuitive to fucking force yourself upon people online. It comes across as desperate and all that. And I mentioned about Chelmsford being one of the gigs that isn't selling well. I checked the numbers. It's selling alright. Chelmsford's fine.
You just chucked them under the...
I just chucked them under the bus.
That seems like they would have a horse racing track. Chelmsford.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I'd put my money on it.
Fuck off.
So yeah, come see me on tour, and let's try and fill like a couple more of these venues, because it does feel really good seeing that a show's sold out and adding extra ones. Feels good. Makes us feel happy.
Dynamic pricing.
But you've been having a proper rant about dynamic pricing, haven't you? Is dynamic pricing when the demand of the tickets dictates the price of the tickets?
So they're just like,
So you're pricing out.
Yeah, you're just pricing it pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually 900 quid, because a lot of people want this seat.
It makes for not a very good gig though, surely. If you've just got
if
you've just got an audience full of Daniel Sloss.
That's what I'm saying. You get an audience full of posh cunts. Like, yeah, it's like Man City. It's like going to see Man City or Arsenal. Fucking Arsenal's getting like it too. You know, like where it's just like they're like, we've only got 400 there. They're the season tickets. These are all corporate.
The hardcore Man City fans that were there from the start they're so funny. Because they're the away fans. They travel. They'll come and watch. They'll come to St James's Park, right?
Yeah.
There was this spell where we're playing Man City where we're winning, and we went on to win, but there was about 15 minutes where we were getting battered by them, and it was about to go, and we just lost our voice a little bit.
Yeah,
we're holding on to our seats. St James's Park was hushed.
Yeah,
The fucking Man City fans just started going, "Is this the Etihad?"
That's great.
Because they are very self-aware that they have a quiet stadium.
That's so funny.
It was a proper self-slam, but they got fucking holding at it. I love it when the away fans are fucking
funny.
Fun. We're chanting to the Leeds fans, because we were pretty close to the Leeds fans when we watched that thrilling 0-0 fucking Boxing Day gig or whatever it was, New Year's Eve gig.
Yeah.
Can't everything a gig. We were chanting to the Leeds fan, he's one of your own, he's one of your own, and Jimmy Savile, he's one of your own. And then they waited for a hush and went, "He fucked all your kids." He fucked all your kids. Jimmy Savile. Like, man, fuck. Got one.
Deal.
Got one. I love being toxic with you guys.
Yeah. I saw that when we went to Zurich, they were mad cunts. Not they went to Zurich, but they were at the Emirates when we played Zurich in the fucking Europa League, and they had like a little square in the corner, and they had flyers and fucking drums, and half of them didn't watch the match. You know, that type of they're staring at basically all the corporate boxes where people weren't even Arsenal fans, or just drums going boom, boom.
That non-stop the European fans. They just keep it going. They're like, there's no lull, there's no synergy with what's happening on the pitch. They're like, we'd be reacting like this regardless of what was going on. Man, I went because you know how Man United, Matty has got Man United connections with his. He married into an Indian family.
Yeah,
so
he's always at Old Trafford.
He can just get hold of tickets for Man United games, and we both love football. So we're like, let's get into a Champions League game while we're here. And we went to watch Man United versus Atletico Madrid, and Atletico Madrid put them out, which like as like Newcastle and Arsenal fan in the home end, we were like howling at that. We were just laughing. Fucking great. Good, went to see a good game, and as well, Atletico Madrid won with pure shithousery as well. So
all they can do.
Slow death.
Yeah.
Man United was getting smothered. Ground game. Mark Hunt lying on top of somebody. Brock Lesnar. Mark Hunt is the fight I was thinking of. The Man United fans cleared out, and there was so many Atletico Madrid fans in the Man United end that just stayed for the ceremony.
Yeah, great.
And it was like sleeper agents, because we were just like there at the end watching everybody flood out, but we were staying for the final. There was so many Atletico fans in the home end.
You try to pretend to walk out. Just walk into another seat. That's great. Love it. I love it.
So, come see me on tour. Come see Ryan as he's ambiently floating around doing gigs that he won't tell you exactly where I went.
I'm trying to get better with. I've decided to try and get better with just Instagram at least. But telling people where we are.
We've mentioned your podcast already, kind of passingly, but like plug the podcast.
Absolute cuts. Me and Mark Nelson. we talk about films every week. Most of the time, it's nonsense. Like, you know,
And like you heads them up on what film it's going to be.
yeah, they know. We'll present it the week after. Like, you know, next week we're doing Meet Joe Black, right? So, like, you know, some people sometimes send us in the movies nowadays, but you'll know a week ahead, and you also don't have to really have seen the film. And we also don't do new films. You're not going to tune in one day and it's going to be fucking Wolverine. It's Meet Joe Black.
Yeah.
If that upsets you, you've ruined Meet Joe Black for me.
You can just go and pick any of the ones that they've done in that back catalogue, and you'll see what film it's going to be. And if it's a film you've just watched, or if you fancy watching that film and then spending some time like listening to them unpack it, excellent podcast, absolute cuts. Get on that, and I'll see you on Thursday for the Patreon bonus. If you're not already subscribed, get on that.
What's the Patreon bonus?
It's I think I'm going to have Daniel Petrie over, which interests me because he's an amazing comedian. I've just started working with him like fairly recently, doing a few previews with him, and he's also a full-time doctor.
Yeah, he's good.
I
know well, yeah.
I want to get into that. I want to get into how that works, being a full-time doctor and like having a budding stand-up career.
Yeah, here's one you can tell him as well, because I was making a roast battle video of him because he's good at roast battles now too, right? And I was like.
Put this on the mic. We'll keep this in the episode.
But no, I can't. That's why this is not supposed to be putting it out because I was like,
right, okay, Patreon special. I'll ask Daniel if he can tell the story that he's about to tell me now, and that's the hook. Because you're going to tell me the story, and I'm going to ask Daniel if he can tell that story on the episode.
Basically,